All right, guys. Bitcoin on a little bit of a pump since yesterday. I think yesterday we made a video. We were at like 43,000. Now we're at 45.5. I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks that we're probably going to be between 38 and 48 because 48 was kind of that high we got on the whole ETF news type thing. When the ETF came out last month, we got up to 48. Or was it 49? I think it was 48. We got to 48, then we kind of crashed back down. So I think we're going to be in that range up until the halvening. And then before the halvening, we'll get like probably a pump above 50. But a lot of people are really excited right now. And I've just been kind of talking about right now is probably a good time to trade Bitcoin, even though I'm not really trading it, because we're going to be very volatile going between 38 and 48 probably for all of February. So I don't think this is anything to get like super excited about. This is just kind of the range I thought we'd be in. Now, if we break 50,000, then we're going into uncharted territory where we could be into that pre-halvening pump that could take us, up to the mid-50s, even $60,000. Nobody really knows, but certainly positive. Certainly things are looking good. And the one thing you can pretty much take from this is how much these altcoins pump when Bitcoin pumps. As soon as things get bullish again, like the altcoins just go crazy. So imagine what's going to happen when we actually go into a major alt season. And that'll probably be happening in the summer. But Solana up almost 9%, even with the outage. XRP back up to 52. Cardano up more than Solana. Cardano is up almost 11%. 53 cents for Cardano, not too shabby. Litecoin back up to almost 70. Let me see if VeChain. Is VeChain pumping? VeChain up 5%, almost back up to 3 cents. So yeah, everything looking really good. But like I said, I think we're still in that range. So it's fun. Things are looking good, but I don't think this is anything to go crazy about just yet. Rand Neuner, every so often Rand Neuner says something I agree with, and he talks about a tweet that some guy on Twitter, of course, put out, and just talking about how what I've been talking about for the last couple of years is how all the previous cycles line up. So as long as you're following the 4-year cycles, you're going to do well. Here it is right here.
You know the cycle, you play the cycle because it's the same thing. We're playing the cycle over and over. James Van Straten says it exactly in his tweet. He says, at this point in the cycle, 2015 to 2018, 170% up. 2018 to 2022, 144% up. 2022, 166% up. It's exactly the same cycle playing it out. And he says, if the trend continues, we will peak by Q4 2025, sandwiched between 2,000% returns and 11,000% returns. So that is what he's actually showing. And again, every single chart is showing me exactly the same thing. So if every chart is showing me exactly the same thing, what do I have to do? I have to just assume that it's happening and stop holding myself back like I did in the previous cycles. In the previous cycles, I was inexperienced and I was too much of a chicken shit and I didn't have enough conviction. And as a result, I probably left a lot of money on the table and I exited a bit late. This cycle, I ain't making those mistakes. First part, I deployed really early. I'm 90.
So I agree with that. And I did the same exact thing that Rand's talking about. You just don't believe that the thing with the 4-year cycles is until you've lived through them, I've told so many people about the 4-year cycles. I explain it to them and I look in their eyes and it's like their eyes are just glazed, that they don't believe any of it. They don't understand what I'm talking about. You have to live through these 4-year cycles. Last cycle, I was scared. I knew history would probably repeat and I knew Bitcoin was probably going to do really, really well. I knew the bull market was coming, but I was still afraid to deploy a lot of capital because I just didn't believe it. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't believe it. It's kind of like a UFO. Like you don't believe in UFOs, and then one day you're walking in the park and some alien ship flies over your head or something like that. You see something crazy in the sky, and then you believe in UFOs. You have to experience it. You just can't have somebody tell you about it. And that's how it is with these 4-year cycles. A lot of people in my family, a lot of friends, they don't get it. And, they're not going to probably get it until next cycle because they haven't lived through it yet. So everything's like we've been talking about on this channel is lining up every cycle. It's not like, the cycles are kind of lining up. Things are kind of looking like they did last cycle. No, everything's looking exactly like it did on previous cycles, which is, it's absolutely insane the way things are lining up. And the thing is it going to be like that forever? Is this going to be the last time the 4-year cycles are in play because so many people are coming into cryptocurrency? Maybe. Maybe the 4-year cycles are not going to be relevant in the coming future. But as of now, they still are. And we're going to have some serious gains coming up in Bitcoin. And it really is exciting. It really is exciting. That's why guys like Rand Neuner, like with all the trading he does, I realize with Rand Neuner, that's how he makes all his money, shilling the buy bit, shilling the leverage. But it just doesn't make any sense because all you have to do is buy in the bear market and sell in the bull market. Quick Cardano news. Cardano forms bullish pattern that might trigger a 32% rally. Well, we just had a 11% rally. Cardano brandishes bullish indicator with price target of 68. I believe 68 to 70 was where Cardano went like a couple months ago, right before Christmas. So yeah, we're due to go back there, and we're probably going to go back there very, very soon. If Bitcoin in this little range it's in right now goes back up to 48, we're probably going to see a 70-cent Cardano at that point. The broader digital currency ecosystem is on a revival course at the moment, with many altcoins wriggling. Is that a word? Wriggling out their losses for the month. Cardano is also riding the tide, with its price soaring as high as 6% in the last 24 hours to 51. Well, we're at 53 now. With the current outlook, the coin has now paired off all its losses for the week, with gains now coming in at 4.18%. Here's a tweet from Ali. I guess he's like a chart guy. This shows signs of descending triangle formation on its daily chart. A sustained daily close above 53 could lead to the start of a 32% rally, potentially pushing Cardano to 68. As long as Bitcoin continues to go back up to 48, then we're probably going to get that 68. If Bitcoin gets rejected right now at 45, 46, then that's not happening right now. Like I've been saying, we're kind of in a no man's land right now before the halvening. I think like 2-3 weeks before the halvening, we're really going to start to see that run up. But we're still 2-3 months from the halvening. So right now, I think we're just kind of range bound. And of course, everybody's talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin breaks above 45,000. Traders predict a possible 50K push. It is possible, especially if we're kind of in this range and then we're a month before the halvening and then we get that halvening push up to 50,000. So Bitcoin breaks above 45K. Traders predict a possible push to 50K. It's the highest price since the day after a new ETF spot opened for trade. So I guess the highest we've been, since a month ago? All right. Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market value, has pushed above the 45,000 mark for the first time since the ETF on January 11th. So not even a month ago. We're right back here. At press time, Bitcoin was trading 5% over the past 24 hours to 45,000, outperforming a 4.4% rise on the broader CoinDex index. Breaking 45,000 allows early investors who piled in on the Bitcoin ETF to be almost in the money. If we continue this ascent, we may see some profit taking and could trigger a reversal where the 42 to 40,000 level might be tested, blah, 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 blah. And I do agree with that. Like I said, guys, I think we're just range bound right now. I'm not overly excited. Great time to be traded. Great time to be trading. But this is just kind of like that pregame move before we get to the halvening, and we could start to see the Bitcoin halvening pump start very, very soon. We're already at February 8th right now, so I think once we get to March, because the halvening I believe is in April, once we get to March, I really think we're really going to be slowly making our way up. I guess the question right now is, are we going to go to 48,000, then get rejected and go back down to 45 and just hang out there, or are we going to get rejected at 46,000 and go back down to 42? It really doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it matters if you're trading, but for me, I just kind of see this as range bound. And of course, we're seeing a lot of positive news regarding these Bitcoin ETFs, which, I mean, I think everybody assumed that these Bitcoin ETFs were going to bring in a lot of money. I think the big story would be if they weren't. But this could be one reason Bitcoin's pumping a little bit today. Big volume day for BlackRock as Bitcoin ETFs notch 1 billion volume. BlackRock's iBit fund is leading the spot Bitcoin ETF pack as February 7th tops $1 billion in trading volume. I mean, I guess that's not bad for only being around for less than a month. Total daily trading volume for spot Bitcoin exchange traded ETFs topped $1 billion on February 7th, with BlackRock leading the pack. Bloomberg intelligence analyst James Seifert, his last name is Seifert. Could you imagine having fart? God, can you imagine your last name? There's fart. Seyffart. Man, I would totally change. If my last name was Seifert, I would totally change my last name. Man, that sucks. What a curse. So anyway, Bloomberg intelligence analyst James Seifert described it as big volume day for BlackRock's iShare Bitcoin Trust, which saw a daily trading volume of 341.2 million, eclipsing the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust 296.5 million in volume, according to Seifert. Meanwhile, Fidelity's FBTC fund came in third with $200 million in volume, and the remaining 7 funds had $188 million in daily volume. I guess in a nutshell, the Bitcoin ETFs are a sweet success. People are interested in them. Money is flowing in. And as Bitcoin goes up in price, especially after the halving, of course, when Bitcoin price goes up, more people get interested because that is dumb money. The higher price we go, the more people are going to flood in. And it's going to be an absolutely insane bull market. I'm really looking forward to it. And like I said, all you got to do is follow those 4-year cycles. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Bitcoin 45,411. Like I said, range bound between 38.39 to 48.49. If we get above $50,000, we're probably in uncharted territory, and that could be what I would consider to be the start of the Bitcoin halving countdown pump. But right now, range bound. I'm going to say range bound a lot because I see a lot of YouTubers right now very excited for this pump up to 45. And yes, it feels good. I'm happy about it. It's fun. But this isn't anything crazy. We were just here a month ago, or actually less than a month ago we were here. This isn't like uncharted territory. Things are just coming back to where they were a month ago. So what we want to do is we want to see us get back above $49,000, $50,000. And then we're kind of in that, okay, uncharted, most likely a halving pump, most likely going into the next leg of this bull market, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think we're going to get above $50,000 in February. I think in March for sure, as we're in that halving countdown. But I think right now we're just kind of, Bitcoin's just doing what it's going to do. And I do probably think we're going to get a rejection at some point before we get to 48,000. Now, we don't have to. I don't know what's going to happen. Bitcoin does what it wants to do. We could get some amazing news or something that comes out tomorrow. So I think the point with all this is every time we do get a pullback in Bitcoin is when you should absolutely be accumulating cryptocurrency. Once we get to that halving, once we get past that halving, you're pretty much done. You've missed this bull market as far as accumulation. You've had the last 2 years to accumulate. Most of the accumulation we did on this channel was last year. I really haven't even bought that much crypto over the last year because why would I? Why am I buying Bitcoin at 45,000 when I was buying it at 15,000? Why would I buy Cardano now when I was buying it at 23, 25 cents last year? Like right now is like I kind of bought most of my stuff last year and I'm just kind of like my bags are packed, just waiting for things to happen. The only thing I've really bought in the last, really since this year, is just some meme coins, done some trading on MarginFi to try to get some airdrops. Traded some Dogecoin for some stuff. I had some of Solana that I bought that I traded for some, I forget, for some shitty Solana meme coin that I'm just kind of holding to just for fun, just like a couple $100 worth of it. I bought a bunch of SNEC and some other Cardano meme coin. I can't remember the name, but all of my major purchases on crypto, like MicroStrategy stock, Coinbase, Bitcoin, XRP, VeChain, Cardano, Litecoin, Vulcan Forge, and a bunch of other metaverse coins, they were all bought last year or like a year and a half ago. So my point is, if you've been waiting, we're getting to that point where there's not too much time left. So you better hurry up. You better shit or get off the pot because this bull run is coming and it's coming fast. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.